welcome to my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Barakaman. And for those who have not subscribed, kindly hit the subscription button so that you can join me in enjoying the small recipes that you can make at home without any more shenanigans from moi. Our recipes today, our ingredients today are beef, some tomatoes, some sweet potatoes, some potatoes. It is a potato affair. Some dania, some purple onion, some cubes, some garlic, and of course we have our oil, and we'll add in some salt. So guys, let us jump directly to taking care of our beef. So the first thing we're going to do with our beef, we're going to pour it into our sufuria. Let me just take a spoon. So my spray is empty, it's not even already heated, so I'm just going to add my beef in there. For those who like asking how much it is that I buy my beef at, this one was for 200, over 200, and I've just added it in. So what I want to do is add in some water. I'm just going to add in some water. And one more thing, I'm going to throw in one of my garlic, a clove of it, and a little bit of salt. And then we're going to allow it to boil because we really need our beef to be soft. We do not need to get our teeth taken out as we're trying to enjoy our meat. And I'm going to cover it up and let it boil for around, we're going to give it the first 15 minutes so that I can go back in and add a little bit of ginger. So as our beef is boiling and doing its thing, we are going to go in with our potatoes. This is some water, so I'm just going to go in and add our potato. And as the potatoes are getting done, I'm going to pressure cook my sweet potatoes so that at the same time they can be done. So I believe my potatoes will be in there for around 5 minutes at most. I really had forgotten to add in some salt, and I've added in some salt, and I'm going to use a little bit of black pepper because I really love, if somebody has noticed, I just love pepper, but I wouldn't want to take the green ones. So I'm just going to do this and allow the pepper to be everywhere. And then I'm going to just allow them to boil. So as our potatoes are getting ready and our beef, I'm just going to go in and chop my onions. I'm not really good at this, but I'm learning. I'm really learning. So I really need somebody who knows how to chop and chop. Not chop the eating ones, but chop onions to really come through for me. Because, okay, I'm gangster, like I do this, but I'm really trying to be refined and chop my onions. Or somebody should tell me if my knife is blunt, because I really feel as though my knife is blunt. But yeah, that is the onion and it is done. I think I'm done chopping it. Yeah, so let's give our beef a few minutes and then we shall come back and check on it. So our potatoes are done. They almost overcooked. Our beef is not yet done. Almost burned myself. So I'm just going to strain this water and then we're going to do something else. So I've added in my sweet potatoes together with my potatoes, and I know we have that new mashing thing, but I prefer using this because it really does a really nice job. So I'm just going to go in. The spray is quite hot. You can hold yours with something, but I prefer doing playing around with my aluminium, so I'm only doing this so as to mash them up. You can do it. Okay, I'm not fast because I'm still holding my sufuria. And guys, remember the sufuria is not the heat is not on, so I'm only doing it when the heat is off. So I'm just going to mash. So guys, as you can see, it's mashed really well. So now I'm just going to bring in Mwiko to finish the whole process, to continue with the mashing up. Oh, I'm really messing up. So I'm just going to go in like this. This is sweet potato and my normal potato, just making sure everything else is nice. It's like making ugali, so just want to make sure. You can go in with any type of sweet potato you like. Today in the market I could only find the yellow one, and I believe my sweet potatoes, my mashed sweet potatoes, are well done. So I'm just going to cover them up and leave them for a while so that I can now focus on my beef stew. My beef is almost, the water is almost draining and absorbed. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to add my onion. Yeah. And then we are going to cover the beef and allow the onion to cook in. So I'm just going to take off the lid, ensuring I don't burn myself. As you can see, the water is completely not in my sufuria. I'm just stirring to make sure the meat is dry so that I can go in and add in some oil. So I'm just going to sprinkle some salt at this point, because this just a little. Some little salt, and continue stirring. And seeing that there is no water left in there, no beef broth that is left in there, so I'm just stirring to make sure that everything is nicely done. Bring in my pan, add in some oil. After adding some oil, I'm going to bring in my beef. So I'm just going to bring in my meat. just keep stirring. Make sure that the meat is getting on well. And I'm going to let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm just going to add a little two beef cubes at this point. And stir. Make sure your heat is medium. Do not be on high heat, or you're going to start burning the onion. And at this point, I'm just going to add in my tomatoes. Then also a little bit. Make sure that the tomato is touching base everywhere. Then I'm going to cover. Just going to cover it up. So we're just opening up our pan to check on our tomatoes. See how they are doing. Now we're just going to add a little bit of some water so that we can allow for the tomatoes to continue cooking a little bit more. So I had some beef broth, so I'm just going to put in a little, and then allow the tomatoes to cook in a little more. So we're checking up on our meat. As you can see, the tomatoes are better, but we can do better. So I'm just going to add the whole chicken. I'm going to add the whole beef broth. I don't know why I'm thinking about chicken. I don't know if it's because the last time we did chicken, so I'm just going to add the whole broth in. Then we are going to let it cook again. So as you can see, our beef stew is thick. Well done. So what is left to do is to add in our dhania. So we're just going to stir in. So guys, it's time to plate our meal. We have our mashed sweet potatoes here. So I'm just going to place them on my plate here. So I'm trying as much as possible to just do what is enough. I'm going to use a spoon to smoothen out. Remember, I said at times you need to go beyond. So I'm just smoothing it out, making sure there's no roughness at the edge. So that's our sweet potato. Yeah, so I'm just going to come in with our beef stew. So we have our beef stew here. So our beef is done. As you can see, it really looks nice. So I'm just going to add our stew on here, on our potatoes. And that's done. Our meal is ready. So just look at that. So I'm just going to garnish. I said we are not going to be boring. So I'm just going to add a little bit of my coriander. And there we have it. There. So this is a very simple recipe. It falls below the 500. Our sweet potatoes went for 50 shillings. Our potatoes went for 50 shillings. And our meat was 200 shillings. So that's a total of around 300 shillings. When you add your tomatoes, your dania, and all these other things, I believe it's going to come to something close to 500. So all I can say is I'm really waiting for you guys to try out my recipe so that we can enjoy these meals together. So today I'm just going to taste before one of you joins me in my kitchen to enjoy the meal. So moment of truth, guys. So I have a little bit of my potatoes and some meat. It's really hot. This food slaps like hell. So you know me and food, so I'm going to leave you and say over, guys.